Hey there, I just wanted to make a video, kind of a overview of my base. Gonna be posting this in a thread on the FTB forums as kind of like a work in progress of my base. Um, if anybody wants to see it, and mainly though to probably get some ideas of what I can do next in my base, and maybe get some input, some ideas. I'm not the most creative person when it comes to building things, and I could use some help. So after you see this, if you got any cool ideas that you think I should build, changes I should make to the base, just let me know. I'd be interested to hear them. But let's get started. So this is my base. This is the second base that I've built on this server. It's my server. I have it hosted through a company right now. It's just me and a few friends. But my first base didn't like it, so I started to build it here. Transferred everything over. Still not anywhere near to where I want it to be, but it's getting there. And it's the main building right there. You can see I got walkways going out in all the directions here. And I want to have, buildings in each kind of quadrant, each, section here. Here. That one over there is a recent addition. Get to that in a second. But this building here is all of my IC2 and GregTech machines that if I want to do any processing manually, I can come in here and do. It's not done yet. These right here just represent where machines will go. This is the 32 EU a tick side. This is just a temporary thing right now because I have too much oak wood and I'm turning some of it into charcoal. Industrial grinder. Anything that comes from my sorting system that I want to get industrial grinded up, like my ores, will come into here. And of course, implosion compressor, industrial blast furnace. This is going to be my vacuum freezer. I should probably move them all out one so that I can put another grinder on the back of those machine casings. And this is the 128 EU tick side right here. And let's go out here. And this building is my EU generation. Also a work in progress. You see I got two sawmills here that feed into a router, and the system shuts off if this relay gets full. And you can see it's turning the sawdust into the little wooden plates. And it feeds these 32 generators, which it can't actually keep them all running at once, though, unfortunately. Like I said, this was a work in progress. I'm not sure what to do with it, really. It feeds into an MFSU, goes down underneath the IC2 and GregTech room. It's a mess of wires right now. Each thing has its own dedicated power supply, so each grinder has its own MFE. The industrial electrolyzer has its own MFE. The 32 UATIC machines don't have their own, though. They just feed off of one MFE. That goes into my base. Let's go back out here. This building, I had originally planned on making a small building and making it out of like Zycraft blocks, maybe, making it look really cool and as like an entrance to a bunker to do my nuclear reactor stuff in. But for some reason I made this big building here and I'm not quite sure what to do with it now. So yeah, and I need more E generation, so I'm not sure what to do. I thought about maybe moving my EU generation all the way over to here and making that like a big EU generation room. I can't talk today, but I just don't know. There's my Steve's Cart tree farm over there. Pretty dang big tree farm. And over here I just have one, the smallest size multi-farm for rubber and cactus. And max size Zycraft tank holding all of my biomass. Lots of biomass. And then here is where it gets produced. This is the input from my tree farm. Apples and saplings, and the wood gets sent to my in other places. That just goes out to my quarry. This is where the magic happens, though. Got my two little slaves here. Thumbcraft golems are freaking awesome. And the system is it will use apple juice if it has apple juice. If this tank runs out of apple juice, which means, of course, there isn't any apples to produce the apple juice, it will turn on this aqueous accumulator, which will feed water into the fermenter instead. So it will use apple juice if it has it. If it doesn't have it, it will use water. So it's a constant running system. I actually got the idea for that from FTB forums. FTB forums have helped me out so much. My little Twilight Portal. I haven't done much in there yet. I haven't done much in these rooms in here because when I remade the base over here, I didn't have an exact idea what I wanted to put in these rooms, and I still don't, so I'm not sure what to do with them. So if you have any ideas on that, definitely let me know. For now, I think this is going to be my Mindcraft room. Over here in this room, I guess it's probably going to be my bedroom. Right here is my computer setup. That room over here, this one, completely blank. No idea what to do with it. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know. So I've got my little computer desk, computer setup, so micro blocks to make a desk. Upstairs we got my forestry and thermal expansion machines that need MJ. So I've got all those up here. And then we got 3 blast furnaces, 2 coke ovens, and a tank to hold the creosote. And back here is, you know, the workings for these machines, and also my bluetricity power generation. So we have the input from the windmills, and also thermopile system. Thermopile, can't even talk, with Zycraft ice block down there, keeping this ice with lava there. Also got the idea from the FTB forums. And same thing over there. Go into these boxes here, and this is the charging setup for Bertha, which we'll have to take a look at in a second. And so there's that system. And into my Pride and Joy room. It's completely encased in Thaumcraft 3 warded blocks, so you're not getting in here unless you're me. There might be ways to get in. I don't know, maybe there's some glitch that you can somehow get through the blocks, but there's blocks completely encasing it, so I don't think anybody's getting in here except for me. And this is my storage. So see, I got my project tables, some fabricators. That chest over there is just my out and about chest. It links to this under pouch. And this is the wireless station for Big Bertha. See, Big Bertha. Feed Bertha. You click that button, and if the light's on, Bertha is feeding. She can eat a lot. And here's my. So I got chests and barrels on the same sorting system. This is just another input here. If I'm in here and I don't want to open up my under pouch for some reason, I can just toss the stuff in there. Oops. Did I just? Okay, that was good. That was the right chest. Had me worried for a second there. Don't know how that happened. Okay, but each chest has its own sorting machine, and they're all labeled back here for maintenance reasons and purposes. There's 2 sorting machines that come into the router, and I got 2 relays here to try and help it out so it can keep up, because for some reason when a router pulses items in, it closes its input each time it pulses, so it can backflow your items, which is a problem. Over here is my overflow, and if it gets completely overfull, it pops out this relay into an obsidian pipe, into a void pipe. Just a backup of a backup. This little guy is sending the oak wood to my 32 generators in the building out there. And I got too much oak wood right now. So it looks like my generator setup though is starting to eat some of it up, so that's good. Lots of peat from my peat farms, which I'll show you in a second. Getting a decent stock of resources. Gotta clear that out. It's completely full. Oops. But you see, I like to stay really organized with my stuff. See, I got rare ores, regular ores, dust, rare dust, gems, mob drops, IC2, buildcraft, thermal expansion, repower 2, forestry, factorization, computer craft, blah blah blah, all the way down the line, Zycraft, misc blocks, micro blocks, all that stuff. I really like to stay organized. So, if we go down here into the basement. My mouth is getting dry from talking. These are my 2 fully automated peat farms. I really like them. They work pretty damn well. And they're all running off of 2 peat engines. So here's where the resources for the peat farms gets made. It's an aqueous accumulator, igneous extruder, and a pulverizer, which goes into this chest here. And the dirt also comes into this chest as well, through this pipe right here. And this pipe there, the emerald pipe, if this chest gets full, it'll pull out, I think I have it set to dirt right now. If it gets full of dirt, it'll pull out dirt. So that way, if the system overfills, it'll pull out the dirt, and while it's completely full, it'll shut off the production of sand. And the peat comes down here. If it needs to go into the engines, it will. If it doesn't, it'll come over here to the steam boiler, which I don't think I even showed you the steam boiler. I'll have to show you that. Yeah, let's go look at that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's do this the quick way. I don't know if I showed you the steam boilers or not. But if I didn't, here's the steam boilers. Work in progress. It's a mess. I have wooden pipes coming off it, tesseracts coming off it, all kinds of crap. And so there's where the peat goes, and it feeds into the solid fuel max size boiler, low pressure. Alright, let's go back down here and show you my sorting system. So this is the heart, kinda, of the processing part of the sorting system. This is a mess. When I made Bertha, I had some issues where 4 filters were not pulling out of the ender chest fast enough. Someone on the forums recommended to use a redstone energy cell on the wooden pipe. I didn't even know you could do that. So I tried it out, and it's awesome. It pulls items out so fast. It's perfect. But I really need to clean it up. It was just thrown together for testing, and then the lava right there is just backup. Just a backup system. I don't like to use lava as my main power source because I think it's kind of cheap. So I don't really like to do it. And then there's my recyclers. All of the overclockers in them. And if it can't fit, see, cobble and dirt comes in here. If it can't fit into the recyclers, it'll just spit it out the relay into a void pipe. And that tesseract right there, it's set for iron, tin, and copper at the moment. It goes to my industrial grinder. And then the macerator isn't being used at the moment because I'm switching everything over to industrial grinders. Furnace, of course. And then packagers. And the packagers are for all my tiny dusts that I get from using the industrial grinder with those 3 ores. And then my little Wrathforge thingamajigger. And I guess I could go show you Bertha real quick. So let's do that. Show you Bertha. I'm the admin of the server, so I have access to these warp commands. Although I would really like to get some other way of transportation set up, because I just think warping around feels so cheap and cheaty. I don't really like doing it. So I would much rather have a different way of getting around. I think like Mindcraft books maybe. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But you should already have an idea what Bertha is. You'll definitely know once we get down here. This is the destruction Bertha leaves behind. This is half a chunk wide, and I think like 50 blocks tall. Yeah, it's exactly half a chunk wide. This wall right here is exactly the border of the chunk. And that's Bertha. That is Big Bertha. This is my first ever Red Power 2 frame machine. I've never used frames before. This is my first one. I figured, well, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well go big. So I did. And it's not the biggest you could make it, but it's pretty damn big. These are all Zycraft water blocks. So any lava it hits will get turned into obsidian. Any lava source blocks will get turned into obsidian. Actually, any lava, I guess. So when it goes forward, I think... Okay, yeah, so... Duh. What am I saying? Lava source blocks will get turned into obsidian. Flowing lava will get turned into cobble, of course. Vanilla mechanics. Oops. Yeah. And these are void blocks, so water won't pour down into the internals here. World anchor. There's the wireless stuff there. It was complicated for me to try and figure out how to make this, because I had never messed with this stuff before. So it wasn't something that I figured out easily. I had to watch a bunch of tutorial videos and stuff. The video that I mainly got like the design ideas from and like how to actually do it was from some guy that was making a video response to somebody on the Mindcrack server. And he had a really nice setup, and I just kind of worked out how to do it watching his video. So let's turn it on for a second. It's wireless. And there she goes. It's just a graphical glitch when it does that at the top, since it's so tall. Now it's not going to look like you're getting many items, and that's only because they're getting pulled out so quickly. If I slowed the pulling of items down, this would fill up. It would pretty much fill up the whole ender chest in one move of the frame machine. So I have to pull the items out extremely quick. Alright, let's turn that off because right now my processing system can't keep up with this thing. I got to upgrade my processing system because I can't even run this thing for more than a few seconds because my processing system can't keep up. Diamond. Ooh, got 2 out of that one. Ooh, 2 out of that one. 2 out of that one. 1 out of that one. Woot! Okay, so I think that is everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. So if you have any ideas on what I could do with my base, just anything that you think I could do, any comments, just anything at all, post it in the thread. I would be interested in reading it.